back to the Lovin Dubai show. She puts the create in content creation. Today we are joined by Naomi D'Souza, a TEDx speaker, a reality show contestant, to spill the tea on the hustle that goes on behind the scenes for content creators. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
We're excited to have you.
Firstly, you have amazing energy.
Thank you.
With life always trying to bring us down. How do you stay so positive?
Life always brings us down. I don't know. I think I'm born with it.
You're born with
Oh
it.
yeah. I mean, I think there are people who have a lot of energy and there are people who don't. So it doesn't matter even if life throws stuff at your way. You kind of just like pull through and be like, no, I can do this. So yeah.
Conquer with a smile.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of doing this, let's give people a rundown of who you are, what you do, a brief summary of how you came to this chair.
Oh, that's cute. My name is Naomi D'Souza. I am a
Jacob.
content creator. Jacob.
I meant to say Naomi D'Souza Jacob. I'm sorry.
You know what? We got married, but like my name is legally not changed in the passport.
Look at that ring.
Not yet.
That's not a ring?
Of course, it's a ring.
It's gorgeous.
It's glowing.
I know. I still started. I'm not used to it. But anyway, I'm Naomi D'Souza Jacob. By background, I am a mechanical engineer. I did engineering for like 5 years, only to toss it, which was heartbreaking. I got into tech after that. Joined IBM, then Publicis Group. After which, while I was actually studying mechanical engineering, I started content creation. So I would post desserts, cakes, in a similar fashion how you'd probably share vacation pictures online. Little did I know that blogging was a thing. I didn't know you could get paid in return for eating a few things and posting it on the gram. Reels didn't even exist back then. Carousels didn't exist. None of that existed. I was posting the stuff and then my friends were tagging their friends were tagging their friends. And, you know, by word of mouth, people came to know there's this crazy lady in town who loves eating desserts all the time. And I think that's how it picked up. And then I got recognized by, I think, the Milan Tourism Board. And I got invited for a foodie trip over there. And I think that's when hospitality kicked in and slowly things started kicking in. But then I realized I don't want to be known just for food because I've studied a lot. I'm in the tech industry and I started posting more of that. And I think everything else just started coming in. I got invited by TEDx and did a few talks. And now I have my own company.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So what gives you, do you feel like your background has given you that edge in terms of content creating and, you know, not just sticking to like food and lifestyle?
Yeah, I think with consultancy, it gives you exposure to so many other fields like industrial, healthcare, telco, the airline industry, and so much more. So I feel all the creativity, speaking with clients, dealing with difficult clients as well, it exposes you to so many things, obstacles, ups and downs. And then with the media industry, I was anyway in there. So by the time 5 years completed, my experience doubled because I was in the media and I was doing tech at the same time. So, you know, I think in combination of both of those and all the experience I garnered with both and with the photography, videography, everything on the other side, I think starting my own company, that kind of gave me leverage.
We want to get to like the realities and the highs and lows and the pitfalls of content creation in a little bit, but just to understand what you do a little bit more. So you're posting about cakes and desserts, and you became known for this. What was like, I'm assuming this happened before you jumped into your own company, so while you were still working full time, what was like your first post that really went crazy that you were like, oh, I'm actually making a bit of an impact here, you're getting responses on it?
Dessert.
Just dessert.
Yeah, dessert. I think it was a super oozy cake, a Nutella cake, I think. And I mean, I don't remember exactly which post that was because it was about 7 years ago. And I think that's when it kicked off. And then I got my paid gig. Like someone asked me, how much do you charge? And I was like, what? I'm supposed to charge for this? I had no idea. And I quoted something like 100 dirhams or something. It's like, okay, cool. Like that should suffice. I'm fine with getting paid 100 to, you know, eat so and post about it. And then I think that's how it kicked off.
I wonder if she still charges 100 for a post. That's loud.
No.
So I've been following you since I was a little kid.
Huh?
No, I'm kidding. No, I thought you'd get offended.
No, why?
No.
Why would I get offended?
No, not since I was a little kid. Like,
Okay.
not at all. Like, teenager, of course. Like you've been in the
I
game
mean,
for a
now
very long
Gen
time.
Zs are like on Instagram, like at such a young age. They put their like
Yeah.
over 18, but they're not.
I think
so.
you were one of the very first bloggers in
Yeah.
Dubai, and you've been in the game for a very long time, but you have also changed with time. So how important would you say is like evolving and changing to stay relevant?
The thing is, even if you don't want to change, social media forces you to. With all the trends coming up, with all the new platforms coming up. I mean, TikTok wasn't there before, and now it is. So I feel you're kind of forced to change. So initially, it was all static posts. So you would get a DSLR, you would invest in one, but now it's like even phones are improving with time. So it's kind of like as time changes, you're forced to change even if you don't want to. So there are so many people that go like, no, it's just me, I'm not going to change, but then you just kind of get stuck in the same place. So you have to evolve with time. And I think when that happens, you also grow older. You learn more things. You want to do other stuff. You get educated in so many other things and ways. And then, yeah, you just grow with time.
Speaking of evolution, obviously you used to post desserts, but I actually feel like I know you and Jacob more than I should do because I've seen your proposal, and I've seen you guys together for so long. At what point, how much of your relationship do you show, and then how much do you not show? And then is it like
that's a deep question.
Is it like a decision, or how much of your personal life do you share, and then how much do you feel like you should hold back because you want to keep it private?
I think the bad stuff, no one really shows it on social media. But every now and then I don't mind showing it because it makes me a real person. But I think quite often what happens is on social media, it is such that you post something good and people think you're just showing off. You post something bad and people think you want attention.
Yeah.
So I think that's the difficult part, right? Because I do show a lot of the good, like my mom, Jake, but then they go like, oh, like she's definitely not all that, like behind the scenes. And then you do show some bad, and then I would say, oh, like this happened, so and so. And then they say like I'm demanding sympathy. So I think that fine line is kind of hard to achieve, and you do end up sometimes posting something and then people hate you for it regardless.
Yeah.
So I think
I'm just like,
I know.
You know who you are.
I think shifting it like towards a meme, like maybe if your husband needs space all the time, it depends on your tonality, right? I think if I go, oh my God, my husband needs space all the time, and then that's depressing. But if I turn it into a meme, it's like everyone suddenly can relate to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it's just how you post it when you have something you want to showcase anyway.
Have you ever been reluctant to this change? Because like you've learned a lot, like turning problems into memes, and then learning how to make TikToks and reels and just get creative and different ways of just creation altogether. So like at any point were you reluctant, like no, I don't want to get into TikTok, I don't want to start making reels, like it's or were you always open to it?
No, I really wasn't, because I think because I was one of the first content creators in the region, I was so used to static posts for the longest time. But it's kind of like because static posts were not being shown as much anymore, you were forced to start with reels. And now what's the difference? I mean, first it was TikTok, then it was reels. So then it's like you're forced to be into that trend because clients also approach you for that very reason. They go like, we want TikTok because video content is the next big thing now. So it's kind of like you kind of learn how to do that. And I didn't want to dance on TikTok. So there were a couple of times where brands were, I'm like, listen, I'm not doing that. Like, let me first settle into this. And I think now I'm settled into it. And now I can see why videos do much better than photos, because you just see so much more of it, right? So then I started with TikToks. And then TikTok Reels, not a big difference because you do TikToks and you kind of repost the same thing to your Reels and vice versa. Yeah.
When you are looking at the term influencer, so basically it is one of the most popular.
It gives everyone the eek.
It gives everything, but it's actually one of the most. What's funny is that people hear influencer and they hate it, right?
Yeah.
However, it's also one of the most popular search terms, how to be an influencer. So when I look at your feed, it's all very nice and pretty, but like what are the realities? I'm not saying like specifically the negative stuff, but what's like the reality of like a day-to-day content creator?
The thing is, it is pretty difficult to be a content creator, because the thing is, you have to always be innovative. And I think what people don't see is in every single industry, there are people who are not good and there are people who are good. And that even holds true for the medical industry, engineering, so on and so forth. So I feel continuously innovating, and every day is a new day. Having a creative block could actually be lethal to your page, because probably at that time itself you get a really big deal that you have to have good ideas about. It's because it's also like freelancing. You gotta take what you can, and even when you reject something, it's kind of like you're rejecting your bread and butter. So I think influencing, I actually never had the opportunity to do only that, because I was working and doing this, so it wasn't always my bread and butter. But I do have a lot of influencer friends who'd say that, so I completely relate to it, and that is something that people don't see. And the thing is, you have to always look picture perfect, because you get judged regardless. So that's something that I was saying in the beginning. You get judged regardless. So I feel the toll it takes on your mental health is something that people don't really see. And sometimes I think people just go like, oh, why don't you just stop influencing? But the thing is, it's also your passion, right? Like if I tell you to just leave your job, will you just go ahead and go like, oh no, I'll leave my job? So I mean, yeah, there is a lot that goes behind the scene to always innovate, to always shoot, to always think 20 times, am I putting the right thing? But then you get hate for it anyways.
Oh, that is every page, every account. So I want to ask you about copyright later, but first I want to say, so right now there's news that there's a new Instagram update that soon people will be able to buy their verification badges.
What?
Bluetooth.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Like you can pay to get verified on Instagram. So like how people buy followers, they buy engagement.
Sounds like Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. So now, similar to Twitter, you can buy, like, I think they're going to roll it out soon, that they're thinking of, like, letting people, like, allowing people to buy their verification badges. So how do you think that's going to change the game in the, like, content creating and influencer scene?
I think with Instagram in general, you can buy anything. Like, probably now they've officiated it, but I think people have already been buying verification ticks, likes, followers, reach, impressions, everything for the longest time. But I feel it will change the landscape, because you don't really have acknowledgement and justification to who is authentic, and kind of, it's kind of like everyone getting an award. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like they lose that essence of them getting it authentically.
Yeah.
So I think it's not that great, obviously.
Yeah.
No, it's not great at all.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Simran was jumping into a post about thought about copyright there. So, for example, you post something on your Instagram. I know this happened before, and you were quite known for it. That, like,
God, it was so bad.
Give people the context of the story of you posted something, it got reposted everywhere, and then you were like, "Hang on, I actually own that.
Yeah,
let's have that discussion."
I think quite often people don't give credit where it's due, everywhere, and I think. During COVID, I had the straight up Burj Khalifa view, and I posted it not knowing it would reach anywhere other than just my page. And people started screenshotting it, they started posting it everywhere. Publications started lifting it up and posting it. And I think I was discussing this with you offline, where you said that you saw it from someone else's page and you guys posted it and you credited them. So I think quite often that happens as well. And I think my biggest regret is not watermarking it before posting it. But the thing is, you don't know what will go viral, right? So you don't sit and put your name everywhere. That's a bit pretentious. But I mean, nothing happened. Like I did approach who I could to give credit, but some people surprisingly got offended when I asked them to provide credit. And I didn't understand why, because they were like, you're just a stupid content creator. I mean, it's just a
And a lot of people
damn
are also, they're doubtful, like if it's your content, right? They're like, are you sure this is yours?
Yeah, and it's like then they gaslight you, you know, for it. And they're like, why are you making it such a big deal or anything? And I'm just like I own that. It's kind of like you create a PowerPoint deck and like, you know, your boss takes credit for it. Like, how will you feel? You know what I mean? But it's not like you can have that argument and debate with everyone on online. So it's kind of like eventually I had to let it go. Some did end up giving credit, but a lot of the big brands did not
But I'm sure it's not a one-off situation, right? Like that is one of the ones that got you talking, and like on social media, you were just like, a lot of your videos were being forwarded at the time, like your stories.
Yeah.
That's when I saw you, because someone forwarded this to me, and it's just like how you guys really struggle to claim,
what belongs to you,
recognition for your work, and like the copyright, and like ideas get stolen, pictures, videos get stolen, people claim that it's theirs. So how do you deal with all of that?
I think that happened even with one of the things that I was posting, where I posted something and it was my idea, but someone copied it, and their fan base said I copied it. That was a very tricky situation to be in, because you can't really do anything about it, because the defamation laws are very strict over here. So it's not like you can just post something online. And quite often what happens is, which is unfair, but it's kind of what you got to live with. So, like some people, if they post about me publicly and humiliate me, nothing would happen to them. But if I were to do that, I would get sued or threatened. So it's unfortunately, you can't really do anything about it. You got to just live with it. But I think what helps is your audience or your fan base knows that you did it first, and you kind of know you did it first, and then at the end of the day everyone just says, oh, imitation is the best form of flattery. And I was like, oh god, no, it isn't. So I think that's where it hurts the most, where you do something, someone else copies you, and then everyone thinks.
But it's interesting because it's from copy to but potentially, obviously you want your stuff to go viral at the same time. And like we're actually going to talk about in our game, it's actually the stuff that's gone viral and whether you think they're hot or not, but it's quite connected. You know what I must say, I do like how you liken content creation to regular work, and you compare it to like, if I make a picture, it's like if someone else makes a PowerPoint, would you copy your boss's work? Because it's the same thing essentially, but people don't see that it's the same thing.
Yeah, because I think it's the media and it's the people who've negated the word influencer. I don't think you should look at it like that. Probably you could just look at it as content creator. And the thing is, what people should realize is that I started off when that term didn't exist. So we as influencers didn't create that term in the first place. It was the media, the press who created that term. And people don't get that. So even if they are bad influencers, like I want to tell people that there are bad people like everywhere in every single industry. So stop hating on, just this one.
The entire industry.
Yeah, just stop hating everyone in there.
And then thanks to, I think, pages like Influencers of the Wild, people have a love-hate and they kind of love to hate in some cases. However, you are a very positive force of influence on the city. We love your page, we truly do. And do you have a dream for the next 5 years? Like what's next? You've done reality, you've done TEDx. What's in the future?
I want to build my company. So I wanna focus my efforts on building that, so I can build people with me, and we all grow together, versus just focusing on myself.
So before we jump in the game round, I want to test your expertise. So you've been in the game, like I said, for so long. You're so well versed with how everything works in terms of just like blowing up and getting viral. So if a company, like if I am to start, like let's say a cake business. How does it work from getting to the thought to actually executing, becoming one of the most followed and engaged with bakeries, like home bakeries in Dubai?
That's actually quite a tough question because I think the Dubai market is saturated with so many businesses in all industries. I think what you do is obviously first you conceptualize the idea, and I think it's a catch-22 situation. You obviously don't want to do something gimmicky such that your product is not good at the end of the day, but at the same time you got to do something gimmicky in order to garner that engagement and the follower count. So I think keeping the taste and the product in mind, that is something you definitely got to ace, because when someone buys a product, you don't want to say, oh, it just looks good. So I think that's the first thing. And the second thing is try to, probably every 4 posts or every 3 posts, try to create content that would possibly get you viral, where like probably there's Nutella oozing over everywhere, or you see the beautiful layers, or you see a very bespoke kind of cake with those minute details with the right finesse.
Wow.
so
I'm sold.
So I think having a mix of all of that, and then obviously advertising, your ad strategy and influencers, I think a mix of all of that should definitely get you to a place where you deserve.
But the first step would be like to build your own social page and then to like get into advertising.
Yeah, because I've noticed quite often brands go like, oh, I know my product. Oh, it's amazing anyway. I don't want followers. I just want ROI. I just want conversions. I just want business. And I'm like, it doesn't work that way. I was like, if you see a marketing funnel, it always starts with doing SEO marketing. And then after a lot of stages, then it becomes a conversion. You can't just reach over here immediately. Like people are supposed to first see your brand. There's supposed to be multiple prompts on their page. Multiple people are supposed to be trying it. And then eventually it becomes a conversion. So then if you get 2,000 followers, then you gotta ensure you gotta try converting those 2,000, not try converting like this whole population, millions of population into, you know, something. I think people get that strategy wrong quite often.
Right, she knows the game.
Simran's here taking notes for her new business that she's planning. All right, we're going to play a game called Hot or Not, things that have gone viral with Naomi D'Souza. You're going to tell us if you think they are hot or not. So these are previous viral internet trends.
Okay.
We want your thoughts if they're not
So I'm supposed to say that if it's not a biggie or not?
So if you like it, you're like hot.
Okay.
And then if you don't like it,
Buzz.
Okay.
Do you want to test the buzzer? She's working. Okay. First one, a viral internet trend, I guess. Influencers in the wild.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hot.
Agreed.
Yes.
Okay. A cronut. Croissant donut.
Hot.
Oh, so hot.
Yeah, it is. It is. Those textures, the taste, it's amazing. Yeah.
I think the best thing humanity has come up with. Not AI.
What about cheese manakish?
Oh, yeah.
We should have had a cronut here.
Oh my god, imagine.
Yeah.
Next one, ASMR.
Yes, hot.
For those that you don't know, it's that the noise on the internet that gives you weird tinglies.
But what is not is the ASMR when you're eating.
Oh, ew.
Like the slurping. Okay, that's. Oh, sorry, that is what I don't like. Like it's like you're literally. And I'm like, stop. Other ASMR, I'm fine. Like
you do
waves
not like
and
that,
everything.
Casey? The slurps? Good to know.
Wait, you like it?
I don't like it, but now I know that she doesn't like it.
It's so annoying.
I need some water right now.
That was enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. Back in the days when people used to do planking anywhere and everywhere.
Oh God, not.
Have you never planked?
Yeah, but not anywhere and everywhere. I do it at the gym. I mean, with difficulty, that is. But no, not anywhere and everywhere. Like, I hate it when people show up. Oh, I can plank.
It was that trend when someone would just say something that everyone just had to drop down and do.
Like, what am I supposed to do if you can plank?
I am so guilty of this.
Okay, the Kylie Jenner lip challenge. This was when people were using beauty blenders to plump up their lips and posting it.
No.
Why?
Look like Donald Duck.
That's true.
Like you just like you can't even talk. Like it actually, like I can see those red spots because it's so inflamed. It's a bit ridiculous, honestly.
It
like,
got so dangerous. People were sucking on cups.
It actually got dangerous. Like people were admitted in the hospital because of that, because it causes bleeding, it causes clots and whatnot. I mean, you don't want to do that. I think it depends how far you take it. Like it does look good, aesthetics for some people, but it depends how far you take
100%.
it.
Okay, this was a trend, Casey. What? Pimple popping?
Self-explanatory. People say it's satisfying to watch, so it's a trend online. Yes.
Oh wow, you really explained it.
Listen, that's a bit disgusting.
But it's oddly satisfying.
No, that's a bit. You like it?
Yes. To do it to myself? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, yeah. Correction. I like it when I see mine pop, like my zit come out, but I don't like seeing others because that's a bit disgusting.
It's those oddly satisfying videos, and it's like you watch someone.
Oddly satisfying?
You watch someone just like stroke their arm.
She clearly does because she's.
Isn't that satisfying? Just watch someone just stroke their arm.
I mean, I don't know if I'm satisfied or there's another word for it, but you tell me.
As in, you like it if someone else strokes your arm?
No, I mean, there's things online. Okay, weird. We're on later, guys. Later. No, I mean they're saying
It's like, oh, I like you.
Later.
of course you love when someone like rubs your hair. It's the best thing ever, don't you? A head massage. But what we're going off topic.
I like how we're getting to know everything that Casey likes.
What I mean is the other side is
I didn't know this side of her
You watch
until today.
like something just go, you know, like those oddly satisfying videos.
That is so disgusting. You like seeing pimples pop.
Listen, Casey, sorry.
Like
that's
someone
a bit,
else's.
I mean, but it's okay.
I never said I did.
Look, no, she does. She
we
does.
wanna
She
rewind.
does. She
Literally.
Back to Naomi. The final one for you, mukbang.
No.
Why?
It's a bit gross. Again, it depends how much food is probably on your table, but it's just a bit weird.
Like watching
Like
people talk and eat.
Gluttonous.
The viral food trend when people just like have loads of food in front of them.
Yeah, like
and dinner.
there's it's like all over. I think if it's just like probably 3-4, it's fine. Like I've done it as well. But I think if you're doing all of that just for a video, it's a bit like, ugh, no, why? And then they just take stuff and it's like leaking from their face. I think it's how you do it. Like it's not tasteful from the videos that I have seen. It's like the chicken lollipop and then the spaghetti's falling from here. The buffalo sauce is falling from
Nasty.
here and then it's all over their shirt. And I'm just like, oh, that's a bit nasty.
I think in massive summary, don't be doing it for the gram. Just do it because it makes sense. That was Hot or Not, things that have gone viral with Naomi D'Souza, and also that is all we have time for. Thank
Jacob!
you. No, D'Souza, Jacob! Thank you so much for
fine,
your
you
time
guys.
this morning. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate you coming in and getting the tea on everything that you've done. Congratulations and
Thank
thank
you
again.
so much for having me.
Thank you, Naomi D'Souza Jacob. What time?
That is all we have
I
time
had
for.
to.
Goodbye from all of us on the Lovin Dubai show. We're back tomorrow morning, same time, same place.
Give me the buzzer.